If you're afraid of your power, watch this video. Hello, welcome everyone to my YouTube channel. My name is Dasha. I am so excited and honored to be here with you to chat about power and being afraid of our power. So let's start with a little embodiment practice just to get into our body so you are able to receive the transmission with your full energy. So if you have been scrolling for a while, I invite you to just stand up. Stand up and shake your body like blah, 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 blah. Just let it all out. Shake it all out. Shake, 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 shake. Move this energy, move your shoulders. Oh, deep full breaths. And seriously, if you're like, I'm not doing this, just do it. Just do it. Because why are you scrolling? Why even here? What is your intention? Is your intention to learn, to grow, to expand, or is it to numb out? Most of the time, we abuse social media and it actually is so powerful, but we use it, we overuse it, overconsume it, and then it doesn't add to us, it takes from us. Yeah. And this channel is really for people that want to be in my world and want to understand me better, to understand my work, to understand the mystery school and what we do there. And today we talk about power. And it's something that I've been sitting with. One of my mentors has a whole course that I'm in around power. And for me, I've been sitting a lot with what's happening in the world and how money and power can really corrupt us. So no freaking wonder we're terrified of it. We're scared of what's going to happen to us if we have this amount of power. What are we going to do? The Me Too movement is such a great example, right? All these men that had power that abused it and abused other people. And, I look at the world and I can see what power dynamics can do in a situation. And I was speaking to one of my colleagues about power and the shadow and what we need to talk about. So this is not gonna be a quick like binge worthy. I mean, it'll be binge worthy, but it's not like a viral. I'm not gonna be dancing around. I'm not gonna be zooming in and out. I'm not gonna be here trying to keep your attention because you know how to use your attention. Attention is power. You are going to bring it here. You are powerful. You know what you want. Your body tells you, your body's wisdom tells you, your intuition tells you. You're not going to be scrolling, playing games. You're going to actually listen to this transmission because this can change the world. It's no coincidence you are here. You are destined to change the world, whether you know it or not. I think I want to start with a story, and you might have been there. And then I want to talk about the power dynamics in our society. And then I'm going to talk about you, how to make it personal. And we're going to sit in this discovery and contemplation. And I want to hear from you in the chat. I would love for you to share this video if it resonates, if someone needs to hear it. So when I first, when I was younger, I fell in love with traveling. I was studying psychology because I wanted to transform the world. At 16, I wanted to transform the world. And I started to study psych and I fell in love with travel. And psych was too rigid. It was too, I just couldn't, there was something missing. And I didn't know what was missing. Have you ever had that feeling where you're kind of moving along and it should be right, but something is missing and you just can't put your finger on it? Sometimes it's a feeling that there should be more, or there is just this something is missing. So I fell in love with traveling. I caught the travel bug. The thing that excited me about psychology was seeing how it impacted humanity. So I went into marketing. I worked in marketing. I traveled. I studied. until it was time for me to finish my studies. And I was planning this big trip, this trip of a lifetime. And I decided to save $22,000 to travel till it ran out. I was 22 years old. It's the trip of a lifetime at 22. I was young, I was naive, and thank God I had guardian angels because I put myself in some fucked up situations, but I was safe. And I could have not lived to tell this story. I could have not been in a good place. I could have experienced a lot of trauma and not been here with you today. So I just want to thank my guardian angels because I was dumb. And let's take a moment to forgive our past selves for being dumb, for being naive, for not knowing, and maybe putting ourselves in dangerous situations that might have led to a lot of pain and trauma. Mm. And I was traveling and I was going to visit my guardian angel. She lived in a tree house at the time. This woman changed my life. And by the time I got to Guatemala, she was gone, but she left me a map. This is what you do, this is where you go. As soon as I got there, something was off about the place. Something energetically wasn't right for me. And the most magical thing about this trip was that I decided that I wanted to connect to my intuition. I didn't know I already had a connection to my intuition. I decided that. And guess what happened? I met this woman and I traveled with this woman and going to San Marcos in Lake Atatlan, Guatemala. She said, whatever you do, don't go. And I was like, wait, what? She's like, yeah, some cold thing happening. I'm like, that is the person. My guardian angel that changed my life told me to go see. She was like, well, be careful. So I'm like, holy fuck. So I'm backpacking. I'm trying to like make my money as last as long as I can so I can keep traveling for the rest of my life on this $22,000. And it's $60. This reading is $60. And I'm like, oh, I don't know. Baby, bad idea. $60. Oh my God. I did it because I trusted my guardian angel, my angel, Angela. I had to do it. So I did it. He put me against the white wall. He started reading my aura. So I'm standing there against the white wall. He's reading my aura. He's looking at me. And I'm thinking to myself, this is bollocks. This is bullshit. This is the weirdest thing I've like. This is before I believed in magic and intuition and energetics and any of that stuff, right? I think this was even before I did my Reiki. Because when I did my Reiki, I didn't feel a thing. And I was like, this is charlatanism. Energy work doesn't work. All of these people are crazy. Whoever goes to tarot readers are, you know. So I'm standing there and I don't get it. I don't get it. And he's telling me all these things. And I remember just being like, straight face, I'm not giving him anything. I'm not giving it away. And at the end, or at some point, he tells me that he predicted my future. He told me that I would be healing people through the internet. I was like, what the fuck? And it confronted the fuck out of me, and the energy was woo-woo, weird. I didn't love it. Something was off, so I ran. I was gonna get a lease on this place, but I just ran. I ran from that side to the party side to my friends and got drunk. And that's what I was the best at. When something got too much, too intense, drunk, alcohol, hungover, next day, excuse to rest, to just forget everything. But before I went into self-sabotage and that toxic behavior, I decided to experiment with the thing that this man just told me. And back then, I thought the only way to heal people through the internet was like through energy transfer. So I decided to try it with my friends. I did it with my girlfriend. And she's sensitive. She felt it. She guessed it. We did this. Like, I was like, okay, close your eyes. I'm going to send energy to a place in your body. Tell me where it is. She guessed it. I was like, okay, well, she's sensitive. I did it to my friend who is just so not anything. And he guessed it. And I freaked out. I freaked out and I forgot. I forgot. I let it go. I let that go. And it's funny when I reflect on that because I'm like, at 16, I wanted to transform the world. Then this guy told me I'll be healing people. But I'm like, I had a recording of this. And every time I go back and listen, I just laugh because he predicted my future. I was so in denial. And why I tell you this story is because who's been there where you had an insight into your power just a little bit and you freaked out? Maybe someone actually told them like how you make them feel like they are in love with you and you felt overwhelmed by the power of your being. Maybe someone at work told you like, hey, I wanna like give you a pay rise. I want to expand you. And you're like, oh. Maybe someone said, hey, I love your art. Can we feature it? Whatever it is, right? And it's confronting. Tasting your power is confronting. It's scary. I rejected power for a very long time. I come from a spiritual background. I wanted to do that, but like it's spiritual background where we reject money and power. Yet we want to transform the world and heal the planet, but we reject money and power. Like, it does make sense, but somewhere it makes sense. It makes sense to me. I fought my mentor on that. I'm like, but shouldn't you not want money? And he's like, why? Who told you that? I was like, what? Isn't money evil? He's like, why? Who told you that? Money is an amplifier. It amplifies. Power is an amplifier. And if your nervous system is not regulated to hold it, it implodes. It implodes and it's delicious. Power is delicious. Something I've been sitting with all the chaos happening in the world. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is terrifying. And I've been reflecting on this so much. And I'm like, do I want this power? Honestly, I've been sitting with this. I'm like, and can I even have this work that I teach as a mass, like as a mass influence thing? Because what I teach is really can be used for evil. And I don't want anything bad happening to anyone. Power can corrupt you. If you haven't done, because it's an amplifier, if you haven't done the shadow work, it will amplify your shadow. And I know in a spiritual community, a lot of the time, I mean, everywhere, but it's like there's this bypass. There's a spiritual bypass of the shadow. They don't want to look at it, they want to talk about it. In the normie world, who talks about the shadow? You just suppress it, you ignore it, you numb it, you hide it. This is what happens when you don't speak to the shadow. You don't say like, oh, yeah, I have violent thoughts sometimes. I get really angry and I want to kill someone. No, when you just reject it, I'm never gonna kill anyone. It's just those thoughts come and go. Especially if you're really an open channel, you feel the collective. Sometimes thoughts are not yours. So you need to understand that sometimes thoughts are not yours. And also, we're living in a dual world where you're in soul incarnated having a human experience, and you get access to all of it, the light and the dark. And this is the thing with spirituality. Sometimes it just looks at the dark and amplifies the dark. But I mean, the light, sorry, doesn't look at the dark. But what happens is it gets amplified. And I'm like treading so finely in this call. I'm like, oh my God, I'm opening a Pandora's box. And I'm scared to speak to this. I'm scared to be misunderstood. And I also need to speak to this because so many people are like, yeah, the new age is coming, the light is coming. Guys, there is no light without darkness. So the power is in your choice. You see that you can have it all and you choose to choose love, not to be like, oh, I have power over, oh, I can trick these people and take all their money. Oh, yeah. Oh, I can manipulate these people to be my slaves. Oh, yeah. I can brainwash these people to do shit. Yeah, you can. You can. And I teach energetics. I teach such energetics that you are able to manipulate your reality and your field. And your field is so strong, it shifts people in it. That's some deep power. So I sit with this a lot because I'm like, okay, the foundation of my mystery school is self-love, because hurt people, healed people, heal people. If you're vibrating love, you'll be spreading love. If you're vibrating pain and anger and grief that you've been suppressing for years, you will either consciously or subconsciously, actively or passively project it onto others. But the thing is, your field is your field, right? And that's the magic. Well, yeah. You don't want to amplify a bad field because more of that will just be happening. A lot of people, oh my God, guys, I'm just going on such a tangent of this. So let me wrap here because with these videos, I sit and I channel, and sometimes I'm like, oh fuck, I'm not ready to share this. I don't know where this is going. Like, I don't know how it's gonna land. I don't even know who I'm talking to. This is not my mastermind of people I've been journeying with for months. This is like the Wild West. Most people won't see this. The right people will. But I just want to end this on your power is amplified by your environment. Your power amplifies your inner world. And it's valid that you are scared. So, what I would do if I were you is not reject power, not reject money, but start looking at your shadow and notice, what are these things going to amplify, and how can I come into coherence of my inner world and my outer world, my conscious and subconscious, so that my field vibrates at a highest frequency of love that then pulls in the best people and humans and supports me on my mission to transform the world. And we're not here being martyrs where we'll give everything away and just change the world. No, we're here to take care of ourselves, to take care of our family, to take care of our community and fill ourselves up fully and overflow. Not burn ourselves out, try once, burn ourselves out and never get up again. We're here to operate from overflow. So if you want to understand how to bring your inner world and outer world in coherence, sign up for Unspoken. If you're ready to dive deeper, reach out about my Nirvana One. I hope this was helpful. I know I took us on a journey, and I'm curious how it landed in your body. What's alive? Was this helpful? Was this powerful? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.